Good morning, Bucknutters. It is Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. I am Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5 and Change. We will be joined in just a second by Duane Long. If you have not given this podcast a 5-star review on iTunes, we would greatly appreciate if you would go do so right now. It definitely helps the show. What else helps the show? Quality guests. You know what that means. Duane Long is here. Duane, this may be our last nice day in the state of Ohio for quite some time.
Well, you know what? I'm eating up every one of them. It means winter gets pushed that much further along. So, I'm real good with how things are going. Definitely enjoying this. Had the door open yesterday, let the dogs run in and out, and maybe I will be able to today again.
Let's start the show with an extreme positive, and that is discussion of the Ohio State quarterback. There is a popular statistic going around that you're going to quote, which is Nintendo-like in its proportions. To me, right now, Justin Fields is literally running away with the Heisman Trophy. I don't think it's gotten as much pub as it should have, given the number of games they've played. People should go look at his statistics. He is completing 86.7% of his passes. That's the kind of statistic that's unfair on a video game. Wax poetic, if you can, about the Ohio State quarterback for a bit.
This is just – did you ever think that you were going to see a quarterback throwing as much as Fields is? This, we're heading halfway toward the season, and he's got more touchdown passes than incompletions. That is video game-like. That's insane. And let's take the balls that maybe should have been caught, and it even gets that much worse. It's just, what the hell are you supposed to do about this? The only thing they can hope to do is get pressure on him, and then he runs. Don't tell me this is not your Heisman front runner. Don't tell me this is not your number one pick overall. Why not? They say, well, Lawrence throws better. He does. No, he doesn't. He throws maybe as well, maybe. And Fields he's not just a guy who can make things happen with his legs. He's a weapon. So this is just what we're seeing is just something you're never going to forget, Buckeye fans. Enjoy this.
Yeah, we had Dwayne Haskins, and if you go back and look, 2018, the passing offense. I know Haskins has not thrived since he left Ohio State. If you go back and look, that was an incredible season through the air. We had Joe Burrow here. Now, we didn't get a chance to see him in his full form, but we saw what he did at LSU. Look, there's no question to me, if I had a choice of the three, I would take Fields. He's completely unflappable, just super, super impressive. And just imagine being a Maryland fan and looking at the Ohio State statistics and thinking, how are we going to slow down Justin Fields? Wishful thinking on their part. We will get to your thoughts on Maryland in just a second, but we do have to discuss what has grown into a concern narrative. I will say this. I'm not sure I'm as concerned about the secondary as others. I think we should really try and keep in mind here that Ohio State has had massive leads in these games, and I agree that there are some suspect tendencies, but I'm not really ready to go fully on panic yet. However, there are some people who believe the secondary is in real trouble. Are you one of them?
I guess I'm kind of in the middle, Dan. This is what we expect. We thought that there was going to be growing pains in the secondary going in, and so far, let's be honest, there have been. It has not been what we expected it to be or hoped it would be. But there's, I understand why people are concerned because I see some concerns. I'm just saying this is not such a crazy situation. I think we need to work on it. I think we need to get guys on the same page. There's work to be done there, but we knew that coming in. That's what I would say about the secondary. We got guys who have not played a lot in there. They had enough that we shouldn't be so worried about it. But it's still let's get some. We have seen over the years how important the reps are at cornerback. We are watching guys get burnt early on freshman year, and then by third year they're leaving for the NFL. So we just don't have a lot of reps in these guys just yet. As the year goes on, they let's hope they're going to get better. And if not, I don't know. They got to get better, whether it's just experience factor, coaching, whatever. They got to get better. This is not good enough, but I'm not ready to completely hit the panic button just yet.
How much of it do you think is the absence of an elite pass rusher to this point?
We're still seeing guys not making plays on the ball. We're still seeing guys. The tackling is just atrocious. It's just atrocious. And see, the position is called safety. Why is that? Because that's what they are. Last line of defense. They got to get guys on the ground. They got to come up and make plays to try to keep bigger runs from happening. And that's just not happening. The missed tackles on this, I bet you we've seen more missed tackles out of this secondary already than we saw out of last year's secondary the entire year. That's what they got to really work on. Just like, we've been a little disappointed in Wade, but I think we need to look at the fact that the catches that got our attention, that made us go, wow, what the hell's going on here? They were incredible catches mostly. So that needs to be taken into consideration with him. But the tackling is as basic as it gets. You're supposed to have that down by the time you get out of high school, and it's not. Or not seeing good reads. There's got to be something. There's work to be done here.
It's interesting. As we headed into the season, we discussed players that Ohio State would miss. One of the players whose name did not come up as much as it should have, obviously, was Jordan Fuller. There is something to having a veteran safety back there who can direct everybody and kind of orchestrate the secondary. They miss him. He was also a very sure tackler, and the Los Angeles Rams don't seem to mind the fact that he's just a solid, smart, excellent football player. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and talk about Maryland Terrapins football. We are back. Maryland, thanks to some Tuscaloosa transplants, namely head coach Mike Loxley and quarterback Talia Tagovailoa, has really surprised. They whacked Penn State. Anybody who watched that game, that was not a fluke. They had athletes running away from people on Penn State at times, most notably Raheem Jarrett, who we all remember from the recruiting process. DC native, they were able to keep home. They look completely different. Are you scared of the Maryland Terrapins?
No, I'm not afraid of anybody. I don't think this team is so talented. If all they do is play solid, they're going to win every game. With Maryland, maybe they'll take a few pages out of the Schiano book. I don't think so. Winning a game of trick plays, you're not going to win a game of trick plays. Not when you're that out man. No, there's no chance. But they may throw a few wrinkles at us. What Maryland's going to do is play sound football, and they are fast. They can run. I actually hope they don't go the trick play route. Come out and play. We thought Loxley, he's had not been productive. This time it seems like it's working a little bit. He's recruiting better kids. We know that the area produces talent. I think we're going to see a test that we want to see, but we should still beat this team by 3 touchdowns.
This is going to be interesting, especially because they've passed the ball so well, and you can't deny how badly they beat Penn State. I don't think Ohio State has really been challenged yet. Most of the narrative of negativity that we are discussing happens, during cosmetic times. I don't really see a lot of individual matchups, though, that are going to hurt Ohio State. What is your impressions of Tagovailoa so far?
He's coming out of a program that's used to winning, so he knows what he's doing out there. But I think that's it. He's not seen what he's going to see at Ohio State. It's just not happening, especially right up the middle. Togiai and Garrett get pressure on the quarterback. I can't remember a time when we've had 2 defensive tackles that were just in a quarterback's face. And face it, we always talk about ends with pass rush, but if you can get a quarterback, if you can collapse the pocket, it makes the end's job so much easier. When the pressure's coming right in a quarterback's face, like with an end, he can step up or he can step back. When it's right in his face, he's got to move. He's got to pull the ball down and get out of there. So that's where I think that the one thing that the secondary is just play sound. Don't try to be Jeff Okuda. Just go out there and play your assignment, and maybe something will end up in your hands, because I don't know how he's going to handle those guys in his face, and they're going to be in his face. I promise you. And, we'll generate – I don't know what we got going on at the end. We got so many guys running in and out of there that Harrison has played so little is just astounding to me. So, that – I'm not really worried about that. I think that the pressure from the tackles right in his face is going to make him maybe give up some balls. We may see our interceptions this weekend.
I do think we need to see some more pressure out of the defensive ends, complement the aforementioned studs in the middle. Do you think Maryland can pull it off against Ohio State, Duane? What's your vibe overall?
No, absolutely not. The only team that can beat Ohio State is Ohio State. And we're not going – and they still don't have – we can go in there and be the worst we've looked since the Greg Schiano defense days, and we're still going to win this game by 3 touchdowns. They can't. The Northwestern game. What's that about? Everyone's all worried about Maryland. Maryland got handled by Northwestern. No, I'm not worried about this game. I think it may actually be a good thing we get a little sterner test than we have so far. Rutgers throwing their damn ball all over the field, tackle eligibles and that kind of stuff. That didn't do anything for us. Maybe Maryland will come out here, play us straight up, try to see if they can make something happen. It's going to be a little bit better game against the better team, but no, absolutely not. We're not going to see a team that has any chance to beat us until possibly the Big Ten championship game, but I'm not thinking till the playoff. I don't think we're going to have to worry about anything till the playoff. These are all practice games, and they should be. That we played like we did last week, which I think is overrated because of all the trick plays. I don't know about you, but I've never seen anything like that. That many trick plays, let alone that many successful trick plays in a season, let alone a game. Anyway, this is a great team. This is a championship-level team. It's especially a championship-level offense. No, we should not be afraid of Maryland.
Feels like a positive way to end it. We're going to learn a lot about Ohio State this weekend. I think we'll probably learn more about Maryland. Hope you enjoyed the show. Have a good one, Bucknutters.